I think the biggest challenge in transitioning to a low carbon economy is getting policymakers to coordinate and to agree on what the appropriate policy should be. There's general agreement, general consensus in terms of what we need to do, and that is to reduce our carbon emissions. There's even general consensus in terms of the targets that we should meet. Where there's disagreement really is in terms of what the policy is. On the one hand, you have the federal government who believes it's carbon pricing. On the other hand, you have those like the newly elected Conservative government that see carbon pricing as a harmful tax on consumers. And they're gaining new allies to challenge the federal government on their policy. Still, you have others who believe it's stopping the Trans Mountain pipeline, stopping the infrastructure that carries fossil fuels. And others think that it's actually subsidizing other renewable type technologies. Until we get coordination on what these policies should be and how to get them implemented, I think it's going to either end up costing us a lot of money to reduce our emissions, or we're going to miss our targets altogether. I think who needs to be at the table are obviously those who make the policies, federal government, provincial governments, but also local governments. I think the affected stakeholders need to be there as well. They're the people that the government are working for. So affected industry, affected interest groups, labor groups. I also think that what you need to do is make sure that there's independent researchers available to help with the discussions. What the independent researchers do is they bring the facts and the evidence that can sometimes help ameliorate some of the tension that can grow between different interest groups. So my personal view is that the best way to tackle this problem is to put a price on carbon. I think putting a price on carbon allows you to truly reflect what that social cost of carbon emission is. And there's been various studies that support a view that the social cost of carbon is somewhere near $50 per ton of CO2. I also think, though, that a rational policy on carbon has to recognize that there are going to be winners and losers. And so you need to understand how you might help the losers after the fact. This is something that you're going to have to do to get buy-in. I think the rational policy has to be consistent across Canada. In fact, it should be across the world. And my preference would be to see us all evolve towards a very consistent way of pricing carbon. Finally, I think the best way to deal with winners and losers is through a tax base. And so neutral type of carbon pricing would be the right way to go. And then we can use the proceeds from the tax to address the winner and loser issue. Getting the right carbon policy in place is an important issue. And I think we need all the bright minds available to us to help us get this done, be it those who are in policy-making positions or in industry. And industry can make a difference. So I encourage you all to come out to the conference and let's get a start on this.